Two bikes, same engine, same Honda DNA, but two completely different answers to the question, what kind of rider are you? Today, we're putting the Honda NC750X up against the Honda X-ADV in 9 street-talking rounds. By the end, you'll know exactly which one belongs in your garage. Let's go. Both machines share the same beating heart, a 745cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine. This means both engines have 2 cylinders set side by side, are cooled by liquid, and have a displacement of 745 cubic centimeters. They produce around 58 to 59 horsepower at 6,750 RPM and 69 Newton meters of torque at 4,750 RPM. Same bore and stroke, same 270-degree crank that gives that satisfying, uneven firing explosion thump. So on pure numbers, it's a tie, right? Not quite. The NC750X is tuned for efficiency and smooth linear delivery. Its engine breathes in a more traditional adventure bike context, feeling eager and confidence-inspiring whether you're filtering traffic or cruising a motorway. The X-ADV carries 21 extra kilograms at 237 kilograms wet versus the NC's 216 kilograms, which blunts that identical output noticeably. The lighter NC750X simply feels quicker off the line and more agile in corners. This is where Honda's technology shines on both bikes. The standard NC750X comes with a 6-speed manual, but the DCT version, at $9,499, brings Honda's legendary dual-clutch transmission with 4 automatic maps and paddle shifters. The X-ADV, at around $13,990, includes DCT as standard, with no manual option offered. The X-ADV also gets 5 ride modes: rain, standard, sport, gravel, and a customizable user mode. The NC750X DCT offers 4: rain, standard, sport, and user. That extra gravel mode on the X-ADV is more than a marketing checkbox. It genuinely adjusts throttle response and traction control for loose surfaces. Both get 3 levels of Honda selectable torque control, fully disconnectable. Here, the two bikes diverge in DNA. The NC750X runs a conventional 41mm telescopic fork up front with 120mm of travel, and a Pro-Link monoshock at the rear with also 120mm of travel. It's planted and comfortable, perfectly matched to tarmac adventure riding and light gravel. The X-ADV steps it up significantly. It uses a 41mm separate function fork cartridge at the front with a longer 153.5mm stroke and a Pro-Link rear with 150mm of travel. More importantly, its rear wheel is a 15-inch spoke unit wrapped in a 160/60/15 tire, a full 2 inches smaller than the NC's 17-inch rear, which helps with low-speed off-road maneuverability. Ground clearance is also higher at 165mm versus the NC's 145mm. The X-ADV genuinely earns its ADV badge on unpaved roads. The NC750X has always prided itself on accessibility. Its seat height sits at a confidence-inspiring 802mm, genuinely friendly for shorter riders. The seating position is upright and roomy, with wide bars and a well-shaped saddle that handles hours on the road without complaint. The windscreen offers solid protection without being intrusive. The X-ADV sits a touch taller at 820mm, still manageable, especially since Honda redesigned the seat for 2025 to be thicker and more plush, while also reducing the reach to the ground. The X-ADV also adds a one-hand adjustable windscreen and wider, more commanding ergonomics suited to longer journeys. Cruise control, standard on the X-ADV, makes highway miles effortless in a way the NC750X simply cannot match. For 2026, both bikes receive Honda's excellent 5-inch full-color TFT display with optical bonding for glare reduction, Honda Road Sync smartphone connectivity for calls, music, and turn-by-turn navigation via Bluetooth, and throttle-by-wire. Both support USB-C charging ports and Honda's HISS ignition security. The X-ADV pushes further with a smart key proximity system, no need to fumble for keys at the pump or when opening the seat. It also includes an emergency stop signal that automatically activates the hazards under hard braking, and the indicator self-cancels intelligently by comparing front and rear wheel speeds, not just a simple timer. These are small details that add up to a noticeably more premium experience day to day. This is where the NC750X plays its trump card, arguably one of the cleverest features on any motorcycle in production. Where a conventional fuel tank would sit, Honda hid a 23-liter lockable storage compartment large enough to swallow a full-face helmet. It transforms the NC750X into a mere commuter into a genuinely practical machine that makes shopping runs, work trips, and weekend escapes effortless. A USB-C socket can be optionally installed inside. The X-ADV, being a maxi scooter at heart, offers decent underseat storage plus pannier compatibility, but nothing that matches the sheer usefulness of the NC's front compartment. The NC750X's 14.1-liter fuel tank also edges out the X-ADV's 13.2 liters, and with a certified consumption of just 3.53 liters per 100 kilometers, real-world range pushes close to 400 kilometers. Taste is subjective, but let's be honest about what these two bikes project. The NC750X has sharp, adventure-inspired bodywork with defined creases, a distinctive LED headlight, and a purposeful, minimalist silhouette. For 2026, new color options refresh the lineup. It looks like a serious, no-nonsense machine. The X-ADV commands attention differently. It's unmistakably muscular, with an almost origami-like front fairing that bristles with angles. The redesigned LED projector headlights and integrated DRL indicators give it a face you won't forget. For 2026, Honda offers a special edition tricolor scheme in white, red, and blue, paying tribute to the Africa Twin and Transalp heritage. It is bold, distinctive, and impossible to ignore on the road. Both bikes reflect Honda's 2050 goal of using 100% sustainable materials. The NC750X uses Durabio, a bio-based polycarbonate resin across the fairing panels, windscreen, and other components, accounting for around 34% of the total bodywork. It is the first Honda to use colored Durabio. The X-ADV goes further. It incorporates 25 body pieces made from sustainable materials, including recycled plastics and biomass plastics across the fairing and windscreen, making it the Honda model with the most extensive use of such materials in its lineup at the time of its launch. Both bikes reflect genuine environmental commitment, not just badge engineering. This is where the NC750X's case becomes compelling. The NC750X starts at $9,499 in DCT form, the only version sold in the US. The X-ADV lands at approximately $13,990. That is a $4,500 gap for bikes sharing the same engine, the same basic electronics platform, and many of the same core attributes. For riders on a budget, that difference buys a lot of gear, accessories, or weekend trips. The NC750X also has lower insurance costs, a lighter weight, meaning lower tire wear, and better fuel consumption, making it cheaper to run across every dimension. The X-ADV justifies its premium through genuine additional capability and technology, but it demands you value those additions enough to pay for them. The Honda X-ADV wins, but this is not a knockout. It is a better equipped, more versatile, and more adventurous machine for riders who want the ultimate do-everything tool: commuting, touring, light off-road, and looking great doing all of it. The cruise control alone makes it a genuine touring companion, and that suspension genuinely delivers when the road ends. But here's the thing, the NC750X wins for most riders. If you live in a city, commute daily, do weekend touring runs, and want Honda reliability and technology without stretching your budget, the NC750X is simply extraordinary. That helmet compartment transforms daily life in a way no amount of off-road suspension ever will for 90% of buyers. Choose the X-ADV for greater adventure capability, regular long-distance rides, and if the price gap isn't a concern. Pick the NC750X for smart daily use, practical convenience, and the $4,500 you save. Both are outstanding motorcycles. Honda wins either way, and so do you.